Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the habit and desire to want to do something when you are in the midst of a deliverance, particularly a self-deliverance. You're used to all of these wild prayers and all this fasting and commanding and all kinds of religious practices that really don't make matters better, but often make matters worse. So what I have done is come up with something that I have been calling affirmations. But since the occult world uses the term, I don't want to get mixed up with that. So tonight, all of the rescue people that follow me, you will hear me call what I used to call an affirmation. I will call it now a proclamation. I don't want to say a declaration because then you got the Cindy Trim folk with the decree and declare, and I'm not saying that. All right? This is not a prayer. The intent of the proclamation is really to proclaim and let your spirit hear you proclaim it. Because faith comes by what? Hearing. All right? That's all faith. All faith. It's not just Bible faith. Okay? It all comes by what you hear, as doubt and unbelief comes by what you hear. So you're going to let your spirit hear what you are proclaiming to increase your faith, but mainly to get your will back. All right? You have passively received evil spirits. You went along to get along. You went along thinking that you were going to move into some high progress when what you got was evil, tormenting spirits. So now you are going after getting your will back. Your will got stolen from you primarily with the altered state of consciousness. I have several videos on that, and they are all in the free course. You need to send me your email requests for the free course. I've gotten even more since yesterday. But to help you get through the course, the Self-Deliverance Spiritual Vomiting course, you will need these proclamations. Now, you are not speaking to God, and you're really not speaking to demons either. You're not calling on them. All right? You're speaking to your own soul, your spirit. You're giving yourself a pep talk. You are, how you might say, watering the truths that you have received, that have been planted in you. Seeds of truth that will make you free. You're now going to water them with the words of your mouth. For as the Lord said, out of the abundance of the mouth, the heart speaks. Okay? So, you are also looking to lose fear, because that is your fear empowers these evil spirits. Your doubt empowers these evil spirits. Your passivity empowers these evil spirits. And so something must be done, and it must come from you. God is listening, the devil is listening, and your spirit is listening. Now, I want you to hear what someone who was and is diagnosed with a mental health disease called schizoaffective disorder, or SAD. And she became demonized through a minister who proclaims the face-to-face movement, which is that you can seek and see and read his book and all of that, okay, and the Lord will appear. Jesus will appear and you will see him. Well, she went through that. She had an appearance. It wasn't Jesus Christ of Nazareth. It was the fake Jesus. Jesus Sananda Emmanuel. And here is what she wrote me. She goes, "Hey, Pastor Pam, I am so glad you gave me these proclamations. The demons have been going crazy. They were screaming through me all over the place. I just knew the demons were going to come out. I've been trying to say them every day and doing it more than twice. I did put in there, like you suggested, that I will never kill myself. And the demons go crazy when I say that. It's something how you knew I should say that. That part never crossed my mind. In the second proclamation, where it says, I was tricked into worshiping fallen angels and religious demons, where it says, I renounced prayers offered to the Catholic Mary, I switched it with Jesus Sananda Emmanuel. And then I put in there, I renounce the Jesus come into my heart and the sinner's prayer, where it says I renounce the sinner's prayer that I said that made them go crazy. In the part that says, I reject any association with false gods, I put in there Kundalini, Freemasonry, Buddhism, and Hinduism, etc. And that made them really go crazy. Now, at times, I get this crying face, like I'm about to cry. And it looks like the demons are crying through me, which is weird. The demons have gone so crazy, they said they feel like they are coming out. And they said they hate you, Pam, so much. One thing they have been saying lately is that they are losing traction and they are losing ground. I guess they are losing their footing inside me. I really appreciate it. Send anything else my way if you think it will help. Now, that's it. I have templates with, how you might say, general suggestions as to what you can say in your proclamation. Now remember, you are not addressing God. You are not addressing the devil directly, but you are speaking forth your truth. And if you have to do this nowadays, walking down the street with your headphones over your head, I mean, there was a time back in my day when people who walked around talking were thought to be crazy. But now with these cell phones, everybody is talking. And so you don't know who's crazy from who's not crazy. So you can be walking down the street declaring your proclamations. And here is what one of them sounds like. I reject religion, its teachings, its practices. I know that Jesus Christ of Nazareth has nothing to do with this darkness, and I am greatly saddened to have connected the true God with this. I do not take it lightly that God has so blessed me that in these times of great deception, I am being undeceived. God's mercy is on my life in a great way. It's a miracle that the truth has still penetrated the layers of deception within me and caused me to see that what I thought was light was actually great darkness. Only God has done this, and so I will wait on God to call me to my born again experience at his own time. Now that's one affirmation. Oh, excuse me, proclamation. Okay. I have been given a will, and it's mine. I have been given a mind, and that's mine too. All right? So you declaring who you are, what you have, what you will allow, what you will not allow, what you renounce, what you affirm. And you're standing up in front of the devil and saying, hear my truth. That's your proclamation. And you just watch how they start scrambling and backing up off of you. The more truth you receive, the more you can proclaim. All right. Here's some more. By my own will and soundness of mind, I no longer want to walk in the ways of the wicked. I no longer give myself over to religious works and wiles and practices. I now know that religiosity has kept me bound and blind, but I also know that life and truth in Jesus Christ of Nazareth, it's in him and him alone. And you go so far as to say, if I never become born again, I will never serve the devil. Never. Okay? So, I've got several samples of that. I probably could have put it in the free course, but you can listen to this video and you can put together your own proclamation. Just don't start using the name of Jesus against these spirits, because you're not ready for that yet. Just declare who you are and what you stand for and what you will allow and what you will not allow, and see what happens here. Now don't forget, get the free course. I'll have information down in the description. All right, have a good evening.